In Iran, just having a Bible is a really brave thing. It's like a quiet prayer when people are trying to stop you. It's a risk, a big one, but lots of Iranian Christians take it. They know it could be dangerous. For them, believing in God is super important. It's like a lifeline when things are hard. But this lifeline can be risky. Pastor Houmayoun knew this. He'd heard stories of people arrested and put in jail just for believing in Jesus, but he still led his small church group sharing stories from the Bible. They met secretly because it was dangerous. Every prayer, every song was a brave thing to do in a place where most people couldn't worship freely. One night during a prayer meeting at Pastor Houmayoun's house, the door burst open. Armed guards came in looking mean. Everyone was scared. The guards yelled, took their Bibles and separated families. Pastor Houmayoun, his wife and some church leaders were arrested. Their crime, having Bibles and being Christian. The danger they'd always worried about was now real. As they were taken away, they felt scared and sad. But even then, they still had hope. They believed God would help them. The next few days were confusing and scary. Lots of questions, threats, and not knowing what would happen. Pastor Houmayoun and the others were put in crowded jail cells. They felt like they weren't treated like people. Being away from their homes and families felt terrible, but even in jail they didn't give up hope. Not having Bibles made them want to read them even more. They wanted God's words to comfort them and help them feel close to Him, even in jail. They knew other Christians in the prison felt the same way. They needed Bibles. Pastor Houmayoun and the others had a brave idea. They would make their own Bibles. Little pieces of paper were snuck in by kind guards and family. They started writing down the Bible word by word. It took a long time. They wrote in secret, crowded together in the dim light. Every word they wrote was important. These words weren't just writing on paper, they were messages of hope. They were like seeds of faith planted in a hard place, waiting to grow. Sharing those handwritten verses became really important for everyone, even the guards. At first, the guards were suspicious, but they started to see how strong and kind the Christians were. The Bible verses, passed secretly from person to person, started to change things. People weren't as suspicious of each other anymore. News of what was happening spread outside the prison. People sent Bibles in Farsi, the language most Iranians speak. Pastor Houmayoun and the others carefully translated them, so more people in prison could read them. Lots of people, Christians and Muslims, wanted to read these Bibles. They saw how strong prisoners were, even in jail. Years went by. It was hard, but good things happened too. Pastor Houmayoun, his wife, and many others stayed in jail for a long time, but they never lost hope. The Bibles they made continued to be passed around, showing how powerful God's Word is. When Pastor Houmayoun finally got out of jail, he took something special with him, a Bible he and the others had made by hand. This special Bible showed how strong they were. It showed their faith, their love for God, and how they never gave up. Pastor Houmayoun's story reminds us that faith can grow even in hard times. It shows how strong people can be and how God's Word can give hope, even in prison.